Okay, welcome back to another one. Cat D, stage 2, Swift. Oh, Swift unlocked. That was a spelling mistake by me. I got in nice and early to get a nice place on the front. As you can see, I've done like a 5-minute warm up just to get my heart rate going a little bit. And as the clock starts to count down, I now start to go up through the gears a little bit. 12, 13, 14, and then I get up out of the saddle just for the beginning of the race, 15th gear, and I just put down a few watts, 300 plus watts, just to stay in this front group, because many times now in every race I just don't really make the effort, and it's worth making the effort. And so on this one I made the effort to stay with the front group, and it already looks like I'm being dropped here, like the it's already pretty strung out for the beginning of the race. But it settles down. But for the first 3 or 4 minutes, things were pretty frantic. There's 60, I was only 58 now, but there was 60 riders at the beginning of this race. And you don't want to be at the back. You need to be at the front. There's already a rider that's kind of broken away a little bit. Whoever that is, I don't know, or 2 riders actually, my apologies. But the idea is just to stay on the front. I just check in that I'm screen recording because often I forget. But I'm in this front group, and the front group consists of about 30 people at the moment. And this is me, I've just sped it up just because we haven't got all day. But if you can just stay in that front group and just settle in, you've got 19 kilometres, I think we've got on this one. Mercury Islands and somewhere else, I can't quite remember. Maybe a bit of Scotland, was it? I don't know. So settle in, stay in the front group. As you can see from the topography of the map, flat, downhill, very small kicker, where I suspect the first attack will be. And then a reasonably large climb for a very average Cat D rider as myself, a heavy Cat D rider. I think I'm 81 or 82 kilos at the moment. So my fitness is probably below average, and my weight probably slightly above average. And my ZWIFT craft, also probably pretty low, just not knowing when to go. My tactics are not the best, but I enjoy every single race, and that's the whole point. So it's started to settle down a bit now. If you're in the pack like that, you can coast at 180, 190, 200 watts and just draft off of people, basically, which is what I've done here, is what I'm doing here. You just don't want to be up on the front pushing 300. But yeah, it's a pretty good. It's pretty much together. It's a big front group still. There's somebody off the front, but they're not really a threat as such. But they are pushing the pace, I guess. I'll cut forward a little bit just to see maybe that first kicker, just to see how we get on there. Okay, a few more kilometres down the road. Going downhill, actually, is such an advantage being heavier, because you really don't have to pedal that hard to keep up with your people that are sort of 70 kilograms if you're 81 to 82 kilos like me. So I have a little bit of recovery on the downhill section, but I've fast forwarded to this little bit here, which is where there's a kicker, where if someone's going to attack, this is still the front group here. If someone's going to attack, it's going to be on this little bit here, and that seems to be what happens. So that guy with the feather, he's laying down some watts. I don't know who he is, but he's doing very well. And you can see it's starting to get strung out already just from that little kicker, because it's been a tough first 10 minutes, really. Bear in mind, these are all very amateur racers here. And I'm struggling now to stay on. I'm pushing above FTP wattage just to try and cling on to this group. But this is where the race then starts to change. So this front group is now super strung out, as you can see, and I'm just hanging on. So you can see the front group, I'm in the front group. There is then some riders that are 20, 30 seconds behind. So it's not the end of the world yet. If I can just get back on, which I think I do. I think it bunches up again. Maybe, I can't quite remember. This is over an hour ago that I did this race now. And at the time, my heart rate's 175 at the moment. I like to stay below 170. That's where I'm just more comfortable, kind of 10 beats less per minute. I'm far more comfortable. But as my fitness improves, 175 is probably going to be fine. But I'm back on. I'm back on. So that was good. It was a bit of an attack up the kicker, but I'm back on, and I kept the watts going for a little bit just to get me back to the front of the group. But I'm well aware there's a big climb coming up. Big for me anyway. So we'll just see how that goes. Let's fast forward to that. Okay, here we go. This is the climb, or the beginning of the climb. People are popping feathers straight off. I'm saving mine. I felt okay at the bottom of this climb, and then I thought, no, actually, I need to pop it. That I do not have the prestige or the fitness to pretend that I don't need to use the feather. So I'm using the feather. I'm hanging on for dear life. Heart rate's at 171. The feather's dropped out, and the group is now starting to string out as I suspected it might. So we are halfway through the race. The front group is still together. The secondary group is 30, 40 plus seconds behind. So this is the race right here. If I can just stay with this group, I've got a chance of, I don't know, top 10 still. That's realistic, but it would mean going with that group, and that group is just sailing away from me. There they go. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. So now it's just about staying on, because I'm now at the back of this front group. There's one rider behind me, and then there's a 13-second gap, and then it's nearly a minute gap. So I cannot lose these 2-3 riders ahead of me. Winkle, she proves to be somebody that I'm with a lot. M. Lennon and B. Lings. We are now starting to form a subgroup. Sub-slut, sub-human scum. I don't know what we are, but we are banding together now, and there's about a group of us that are 6 or 7, I think, by the end of this climb that complete the race together. That front group is now 9 seconds ahead. So you'll join me at the top of the climb. Okay, we've exited that dingy sort of cave area, and this is now my race, if I'm honest with you. So we've got Foreshore, 6 seconds ahead, Lamazares, 3 seconds ahead. So those are the riders you can see up front. So that is the race. I'm 26th, so 25, 4th, 23rd I could maybe get. It now seems unlikely that I'm going to reach Hagman or BT or Littmeyer or Birkbale. That's the front group, and even that front group is starting to really get strung out, you can see. So these are my people right here. These 5 or 6 riders, a group of 6 or 7. We're going to try our best to hunt down Foreshore, who is lone wolfing it currently. Foreshore, let's have a look. Yeah, pushing out 2.4 watts per kilo. So we'll reel Foreshore in, no doubt. Can we go any further? Potentially. You know, a little group of 5 or 6 riders is so much more powerful than a group of 2, which is Littmeyer and Hagman. But we'll just see how we go. So for me, I think now, obviously, top 10 is looking incredibly unlikely. I think a small victory for me from this race. Bear in mind, I'm still a very low-rated Category D rider. My racing score, I think, is 221. So I'm kind of right at the bottom of that category. A good result for me would be to beat these people around me, maybe get hold of this person in front and beat them. And if I could do that, I think that would be a good day at the office. So let's just see how we go. Okay, another 2.5 kilometres down the road, and little kicker before a big climb. So there is 7 of us. Hagman 14 seconds ahead, and Lings 15 seconds behind now. So it was just a case of this kicker, what's going to happen? Can I stay with kind of the front of this subgroup? The answer is no, because Lennon is pushing out some good watts. So is Brozek. Actually, Brozek's only pushing out 1.6 watts. So Brozek must be a little featherweight, I'm guessing. I'm sure their weight is legitimate. Lazares is come back. So now a little group of 4, McCarthy and Foreshore, Winkle 4 seconds behind. So I decided to take the front. I don't really know what I was doing here. This is a small flat bit now before the big climb to the finish. So here it is. This is the beginning of the climb. 6 seconds. Oh, Hagman's dropping like a stone. That's good. So might be able to reel Hagman in, who's only 5 seconds ahead. You can see them ahead there. I'm 23rd at this stage. That's okay, I guess. I would have liked to have been higher positioned than that, but so here we go, rooftop com. Let's do this. So, oh yeah, I found some legs here. So then the group caught up with me, which is fine. I was happy to take a little bit of rest on these flatter bits and try and draft off of peeps. I don't have a feather or anything like that, but I'm just going to go for it. Got 1.6k until the end, and I don't know what's going to happen here. This group has been pretty strong, pretty evenly matched. Winkle's still there. She's doing good. Hagman we've caught, so that's good. You've got Lennon and McCarthy, or McCartney? McCarthy, sorry, I'm thinking of the Beatles. I think they proved to be two pretty strong riders. So who is that ahead of me? Yeah, that's McCarthy. He was a strong, he was good up this incline, I'll be honest. He was really strong. This guy in the black and red, I don't know who that is. Is that Lennon? He had a good climb, as did Winkle. We've kind of been together for most of the race now, or at least half of the race. So I just do my best to try and get on the back of McCarthy and Lennon and McCartney, and I must be Ringo. So I'm just trying to stay with them because, I mean, is 22nd place a good result? Probably not really on paper, but in the context of this race, it's not a bad effort. And I think my FTP is 203, and you know, so I'm by no means a heavy hitter, but I've very much enjoyed this. I had a couple of days of rest before this, and I had a nice big breakfast, so I felt pretty fueled up and ready to go. There's only 500 metres to the finish now. I made a bit of a mistake here, actually, if I remember correctly. So I think I lay down some watts now. Yeah, I go for it a little bit. I think let's get on the back of McCarthy. So I try and leave Lennon behind. And I thought that was the finish line up ahead of us. That I don't know why. So I made a dash for it, emptied the tank a little bit, realised it wasn't. I was like, my God, I've still got 150 metres to go. And all of a sudden, look, there's BT in front of me. I could have maybe got hold of BT, just not enough time. And there's the finish line. And it was a really good race, really enjoyed it. It was, yeah, new route for me. ZWIFT Unlocked Stage 2 completed. And actually I got a new FTP. So my FTP's risen from, I think, 203 to 213 or something. So that's not a bad effort from me. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.